Can't get any words. Podcast on blast, giving you the real talk, no holding back. Can't get any worse, we'll make you see. There's always a silver lining. We'll set you free, so join the movement. Let's change the game with the Can't Get Any Worse Podcast.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Can't Get Any Worse podcast. How are we all today on this beautiful Tuesday? It is an absolute cracking day here in the beautiful town of Logan. QLD 4207. Holy shit, I've just doxed myself. Now you guys have a distinct period of suburbs that you can track me down to and you can come and murder me. But I know you guys listening would never fucking do that because we're all in this together. But like I said, I hope we're all ripping into the week. The procrastination king has sat down in his throne right here, and I'm about to lay down one of the sickest podcasts of all time. That is some big talk straight off the bat, but it is true. I've been bumping this for the last hour or so just because I don't know why actually. I just feel like I was waiting for that perfect moment. I was waiting for the riffs to hit my head and go, oh my God, it's go time. I need to go flick that mic on. We need to get these mics hot because I'm about to lay down some fucking fire. And it just wasn't coming to me, you know what I mean? But here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to see what's coming out. I haven't even read through the run list. Oh, this is professional podcasting at its finest. But yeah, it is a good day around here. I've just come back from the gym, so I'm quite a sweaty boy at the moment. I don't know if the camera is picking up the sweat beating down my forehead. I was going to go no hat, but I don't know. Really feeling the hats again at the moment. I don't know if you guys have picked that up in the thumbnails as of late, or if you guys are watching on YouTube. But any hat sponsors that want to come on, hit me up. I actually found a trucker cap company in the States that I am half tempted to hit up because they basically do a range of hats that say some pretty fucked up shit on it. And if you guys know me, I say some pretty fucked up shit on this podcast. So I think it's just a relationship that is meant to be. So I will be hitting them up this week. Otherwise, I'll probably just go buy another fucking New Era hat because that is my vibe. And look, I was thinking about jumping on the CTC bandwagon like every other podcast, but I'm like, I need a point of difference, you know? What is going to make me different from everyone else? And basically, it's just my brain. It is my brain that comes in here, goes off on stupid tangents, and you guys come back every week and go, this guy is so fucking stupid that I just can't stop listening to him. I need to tune in next week and see what fucking nonsense he is dribbling. But as I mentioned, just come back from the gym. And ladies and gentlemen, can I just say, it has been a long road back, but yesterday, basically the last week, I would say, I've been pounding the gym hard again. And look, long-time listeners of the podcast, you're probably sitting in your car right now or at your office desk going, yeah, we've fucking heard this before, you fat fuck. And to you, I say thank you for keeping me accountable because, yes, I have got a little bit chub again as of late. That's the understatement of the year. I hit my peak weight. I jumped on the scales about 3 to 4 weeks ago and I saw a number come up that scared the fuck out of me and I've gone, oh, you need to do something about this, big boy. Like, I was fucking, yeah, I don't know what was going on. So it did take me a while, but I eased into it because we all knew what would happen. I would have saw that number. I would have hit the panic button and I would have just gone and tried to fucking bench press 600 kilos and blown my pec out or something. That's just how my brain works. So I've slowed myself down. I've gone, look, let's ease into it for 2 to 3 weeks. Took it slow, just did high reps, things like that, just seeing where the body was at again. And look, I never stopped going to gym. Like, I still went to gym every day, but I basically went there for something to do, you know what I mean? Just half-assed workouts and shit. But I've eased into it, and the last week, okay, I've gone as hard as I have in a very long time. And will I keep persistent with it? Let's fucking hope so. But yesterday I did legs hard for the first time since I fucked my knee. Fuck, that'd be like a year ago now, I'd imagine. It would have been close to a year ago. And it's still, like, don't get me wrong, it's still fucked, still hurts every single day. But I just push through it, try and do some little strengthening exercises here and there. And yesterday was leg day at the gym and I was like, fuck it, let's put this bad boy to the test. and did some squats, did some deadlifts, did every fucking miserable leg workout you possibly can in history, and lifted more in all of those lifts than I have in probably 3 years or so. Just sort of knuckled down and went, all right, you need to get this done, fuckwit, for your own brain and to lose some weight. And Jesus Christ, I was dripping when I left the gym yesterday. And then I had to get this right. I just pounded myself at the gym. That sounds sus. I didn't do that. I do know someone. Actually, I need to skip this. But I do. I'm going to tell you a very vague story right now. I'm going to tell you a very fucking vague story right now. I'm going to leave names out. I'm going to leave everything out. You guys in your car right now, come up with a figure in your head, okay? If I was to give you this scenario, if I was to give you this situation, you tell me how many times you think is a healthy number to do this activity, okay? How many times do you think it is healthy for a grown adult man to masturbate at his local gym? That's right, guys. I did not fucking stutter or anything. If you had to come up with a number, is it once a week? Is it once in a lifetime because you're absolutely fucking desperate? Is it never? It could even be never. Or just a crazy number to throw out there. And this, of course, this would never happen. This would be insane if somebody came to you and told you this information. Oh, fuck. I can't believe I'm saying this on the podcast. Would it be crazy to you guys if someone came up to you and they informed you that every time they go to the gym, I might have to delete this, guys. I don't know if I'm going to leave this in. As much as it's humoring me, would it be crazy to you guys to find out that a grown man, every time he went to his local gym, went to the shower cubicles and jacked off in there? Because that was crazy to me. When I hypothetically heard that come through my ears, I was like, that is a crazy thing to hear. And I don't know why any grown adult man would admit that to someone else. Oh, God, I need to fucking get off this topic. Let's move on. Where was I? I'm a fucking beast at the gym. That's it. We're back on track. And to get on top of all that, you guys know that I've been trying to get my kids into like a martial arts or something. Ideally, jiu-jitsu for the longest time, okay? They've just had zero interest in it. Now, could you imagine how good I felt when over the weekend, out of the blue, unprovoked, literally just sitting there, and my oldest son, Westy, 8 years old, comes up to me and he goes, Dad, I want to start doing boxing. And I've gone, oh my God. I got my car keys. I'm like, let's go get gloves. Let's go fucking sign up. Let's go check out all the gyms. Let's fucking do this. Oh my God. I've got some mitts in the shed. Here, 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh yes, fucking get that flow going. But I knew I had to take it easy, okay? Much like the lead up to gym, I've gone, oh, that's really cool, buddy. Why do you want to do boxing? Because it was like, I've never really pushed boxing on him. It's always been jiu-jitsu, MMA, Muay Thai. And out of the blue, I'm like, one of his mates must have started it or something. I'm like, who started boxing? He's like, oh, no one. And I'm like, oh, okay, why do you want to do it? He's like, I don't know. I just saw some clips on YouTube and it sort of looks fun and interesting. And I'm like, okay. So then, like, Nikita was in the room as well. She could see how excited I was. I was like, how about you do boxing and jiu-jitsu? And Nikita's gone, let's just start with boxing. And I've gone, yes, let's do that. So as of this week, Westy is signing up to boxing, which I'm stoked about. I'm over the moon. And am I half tempted to sign up as well? I would love nothing more. I would love to get into like a boxing gym or a jiu-jitsu gym again and just start doing that type of stuff. But I'm up to my neck in paperwork at the moment. And I just know that I do not have the time to do it properly. Like I'd end up going to one session a month or something, which is probably better than nothing, to be honest. Like I'd genuinely love to get into a bit of boxing or something. Like the whole fiery rant the other week, it got me fired up. I was ready to start boxing then and there. Just move to the Himalayas and just fight nonstop. Just call the family once a week, check in, make sure everything's okay. Send them a purse full of money and go, here, go buy yourself some milk and bread. Daddy's got a fight coming up. Oh fuck! Let me take a little sip here. Oh, that was a loud one. That didn't come out of the nozzle correctly. Hopefully that didn't destroy your guys' ears on this glorious morning. But let's rip into a couple of kid stories. I've said it before, and it's a hard thing to get across, okay? Westy is autistic. Not love on the spectrum kind of autistic, which Nikita and I, we've got one episode left. And can I just say, it is one of the best shows ever made. It is such a good balance between like heartbreak and humor. Heartbreak and humor. That's a deep and interesting episode title. That could be one. Keep an eye out on the Instagram stories. I'm all over the shop at the moment. Just bear with me. I started last week putting it down to you guys to vote for episode titles for the week. So once I finish recording this, I'll throw the episode titles up in the stories, and then you guys vote between 2 or 3, whatever I've got in there. And that'll be the episode title. So if you're not following the Can't Get Any Worse podcast on Instagram, jump on there now, because that's where you can take part and vote for the episode titles. So last week's was the first one, voted directly by you guys, the listeners. So I think that's a cool way to get you guys involved. But anywho, where was I? Love on the spectrum. That's right. So Westy, he hyperfixates on shit like I do. Okay. Now I'm undiagnosed, but we all know I'm fucking something. I'm something. Who knows? But we went to like our local cheap shop yesterday, and he's cruising through and he's looking at toys and stuff, and they're all like $2 toys that are going to be in the bin by the end of the day. And I'm like, fuck, that's boring. And like I said a couple of weeks ago, P's real into like his crafts and shit at the moment. So Nikita and P were in the craft section. They're looking at paints and pens and everything I hate. Like, I fucking hate that kind of stuff, okay? Prime example, P got this like slime dinosaur thing the other day where you got to build a dinosaur and you got to pick all the body parts out of this slime. My brain was just, I could not deal with the texture and shit to pull this out. Oh, it's just making me fucking cringe thinking about that. If you're watching on YouTube right now, you're welcome for watching one of my little autistic fucking spasms just then. Thinking about textures I can't touch. Oh God, I need to write these down. Textures I can't touch. Bear with me, listeners. But now that I'm getting you guys involved, I need to do this type of shit. So textures I can't touch. And what was the other one? Heartbreak and humor? Was that it? Heartbreak and humor. Oh God. So we're in the craft section, and a childhood memory jumped in my head when I looked over and I saw a pack of rubber bands, and I've gone, oh my God, Westy, do you want to have the funnest afternoon of your entire life? And he's gone, lay it on me, Dad. What do you got? What is a fun thing that your autistic brain is about to relay onto my autistic brain, and I can pass on to my autistic child in 30 years? And I've gone, oh, let's go. So I go, see this pack of rubber bands? Yeah. How fun would it be to turn that into a giant rubber band ball? And his brain exploded. He's gone, oh my God, this is the best thing I've ever heard. He's gone, will it bounce? And I've gone, you're fucking oath it'll bounce, Westy. This will be the biggest bouncing ball you've ever seen in your life. Now, I did not remember this part from my childhood, but it is hard to start a rubber band ball. They just kept flying off and fucking not tangling around each other and shit. But ladies and gentlemen watching on YouTube, you will see over my right-hand shoulder here. Let me get it down for the camera. This is our first attempt at the rubber band ball. That is fucking insane, right? Now, that is only our starting point. Westy and I plan on getting one pack of rubber bands every week. So, YouTube listeners, keep an eye on this ball, because it will be growing behind my right-hand shoulder weekly, and I guarantee that. And I might even, this is actually relaxing to sit here and play with, you know. I just felt one slip away, so let's put that down until I start to get anxious again, and I'm going to pick it up as a little fidget spinner. But yeah, that's sick. If you haven't built a rubber band ball since your childhood, go get some rubber bands. They're $2 a pack, and that took us like an hour. That was an hour of our Sunday afternoon just filled with joy. So we've actually got another pack that, if I get time today, I'll probably put that pack on here as well before Westy gets home and go, check this out, bro. So yeah, not bad, guys. Rubber band balls. The episode titles just flowing out of me today. They're probably all dog shit, and my brain today is just like, you're a genius, James. You're a lyrical genius, much like one of my idols. We're going to touch on that in news and topics. Mr. Kanye West has come out with some less than desirable news this week, and it is getting harder to support him, but we'll get to it. Now, let's get on to my other son. This could be one of my most fucked up stories of the week, and it made me feel genuinely uncomfortable, and I was like, the podcast needs to hear about this. So I was at home last week with P. It was just me and P. I don't even remember. I think Nikita and Westy were at the shops or something, but it does not matter for the sake of this story. Let's just move that past that. P and I are playing games. We're reading books. We're having fun. And he goes, Dad, want to play heads down, thumbs up? And I've gone, how do you know about that? Again, childhood memory unlocked. I've gone, of course I want to play that. That is one of the funnest games I remember from schooling. And he goes, all right. But then I go, how are we going to play that with two people? Because for those of you that don't know, the point of heads down, thumbs up is there's a group of you. One of you cruises around. So let's pretend we're in a classroom, right? Everyone puts their heads down and their thumbs up on their desk, both thumbs. Someone walks around and they put your thumbs down. Now, the person who gets their thumbs put down has to lift their head and guess who did it. And that's the fun of the game. So now he suggested that. I'm in the excitement period. I've gone, yes, this is fucking sick. Let's do this. And then I've gone, how are we going to play heads down, thumbs up with two of us? And I've gone, he's obviously all over it. My 4-year-old has this sussed out. So we both put our heads down, thumbs up on the table, and I'm excited. I'm excited to see how this goes down. He hasn't said that I'm it, so I'm assuming he's going to put my thumbs down, and I'm going to have to play along. I'll have to be like, Bailey, did you put my foot down? What the fuck? Bailey, did you put my thumbs down? And my dog's just going to shake her head at me with a big smile. And then P will jump up with excitement and go, I did it. And I'll go, oh, of course you did, buddy. Now, what happened next was quite disgusting and took me by surprise, okay? I've got my heads down, I've got my thumbs up, and all of a sudden, I feel my thumb get engulfed and wet by something. And I've gone, what the actual fuck? I lift my head, open my eyes, and my 4-year-old son has deep-throated my thumb. It was fucking disgusting and alarming. I ripped my thumb out of his mouth. I've gone, what the fuck are you doing? And he's like, pretty funny, hey? And I'm like, no, that is not funny at all. I go, where did you learn that? He's like, just made it up. And I was like, Jesus Christ. To lure your own father into a point of excitement to go, hey, Dad, do you want to play a game from your childhood? Get him so worked up and excited that he's over the moon. He's got his heads down. He's got his thumbs up. He's like, this is the sickest day of my life. And then just deep throat his thumb. That's fucking, it's unnecessary and it is disgusting. And never again. I'm never playing a childhood game ever again in my life. If anyone comes over, Ash and Adrian, when you do eventually come over for that fucking big episode 150, do not play heads down, thumbs up with my son. Especially you, Ash. I'm fucking watching you. I've heard what goes on in the sunny coast. But again, that episode is coming, guys. Stay tuned. Ash sent a message last night. He's like, let's do it this weekend. And I'm like, oh, I'm in Dubbo, bro. I'm in fucking Dubbo playing to upwards of 15 people. So joke's on you, Ash. Joke's on you. What do we got next? More fucking kid stories, of course. So this is another thing, much like the boxing thing. Westy comes up to me and he's fucking, I forget even how I came up. I think he was looking at like the tattoo on my finger or something. He's like, oh, I'm going to get tattoos when I'm older. And I never got this when I was younger. And my parents fucking hate tattoos, okay? But from as long as I can remember, I was obsessed with tattoos. Like I was Googling tattoos. I was looking up all sorts of dumb shit. And I'm so like thankful or grateful or something that I held off for as long as I did before I got any. Because some of the shit that I wanted, and this was a glimpse back when Westy started rattling this off, I was like, oh, thank fuck I waited. And I think like I definitely won't be as strict as my parents were, but I will be genuinely going, mate, are you sure you want that? Because that is fucking lame. And these are the tattoos that he rattled off. He goes, all right, I want to get a a headphone tattoo because I like music. And I'm like, okay, kind of gay, but sure. And then he goes, and then on my entire back, I'm going to get a PlayStation controller. Sorry. I couldn't even get that out without laughing. He goes, I'm going to get a PlayStation controller on my entire back. Oh, God. And I was like, oh, really? I'm like, that's cool. Are you sure you want that? He's like, yeah, because I love playing games and stuff. And I was like, I think you're going to think differently about that when you turn 18 and you have the option to go and get a PlayStation controller on your back. And then, like, could you imagine? This just popped into my head as I was saying this. Imagine Westy grows up and he decides that he is a gay man, okay? And again, doesn't bother me. Westy can do whatever the fuck he wants. I've said it before in the past on the podcast. Shout out to my LGBTIQ plus whatever acronym it is these days. Shout out to you all. But could you imagine if Westy was gay, getting railed from the back, and his boyfriend just pushing the buttons on a PlayStation controller as he was pounding him from behind? Oh my God. Anyway, it just fucking reminded me. And even like, because Nikita and I were obviously dating from an early age, and she was just like reminiscing. She's like, remember some of the fucking lame tattoos you wanted to get? I'm like, I don't even want to think about it right now. Like, there was a point. Could you imagine this, guys? If you were watching this podcast, there was a point. And I think a lot of people that were into tattoos in like the 2000s saw this idea and they're like, that's fucking sick. There was a point where I wanted to get lips on my neck. Oh, fuck. That is crazy. That is a crazy thing to say out loud. I wanted like a boom box on my shoulder because much like Westy's headphones, I thought I loved music. I thought music, if I got a boom box on my shoulder, the music was just going to travel to my heart, bro. So that's where that was at. I'm just going to add a couple more episode titles there. Sweet. All right. Let's have a sip while we're at this. The next one, this might not even be a fucking good story, but we're going to say it anyway. It was just a cute thing that made us all piss our pants last night. And to be honest, I think it was more of a you had to be there moment, but it just made us all laugh so hard. So I was like, don't have much to talk about on the potty this week, so let's throw it in there. But P, a lot of young kids can't say L's properly. Like he says like woozer and fucking wollies or something. So Nikita has the patience. She did it with Westy and stuff. Westy had a heap of speech issues and she like sat him down and got him out of it and stuff. So now she's like dabbling a little bit with Parker, and we're chilling there last night. And I think he got another mozzie bite or something. He's like, oh, Mum, look at my wump. And we're like, oh, it's so cute. And we're like, oh, what is it? And he's like, my wump. It's very big. And I'm like, oh, cute. So then Nikita starts the whole speech therapy thing. She's like, can you say lump? And he's like looking at her and she's like lump with an L. She's like lump. And then he just looks at her and with the straightest face, he just goes, corn. Oh my God. It made me piss my pants so hard. Like, this kid's comedic timing is just on point. Besides the deep throating my thumb, like he's what is the fucking word? Like, I can't even think about it. I'm just going to fucking move on from that. Like, his speech comedy is funny, but when he goes into like physical comedy, that's when he loses me. Like, you don't fucking deep throat your dad's thumb. I could never imagine deep throating my dad's thumb. Oh, that's crazy. Anyway, last story of the week before we rip into my week in comedy. I hit the panic button the other night while I was at the servo, okay? I was heading to a gig and it was at that crazy point where I was like, I need fuel, but I couldn't be filling up before the gig. I'll get it on the way home. And then I was like, oh, if I eat a bag of dicks, I'm not going to feel like filling up on the way home. So I've just pulled in. I'm filling up and a P-plater pulls up in the like Bowser beside me. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, I'm looking at him and shit, just here and there, just because my brain just has to assess everything. And this kid pulls the fucking petrol nozzle off, puts it in his car, and then he does like the trigger thing where you like lock the trigger. I've never done that because I'm too anxious to do that. In my head, I'm like, if I put that there, it's going to lock on, and when my car's full, fuel's just going to start spewing out. It's going to go everywhere. Everyone's going to start staring at me. I'm going to look like a complete idiot. So I just hold that until my car's full. And then like halfway through, I'm like, fuck, my fingers are getting sore. I need to do more finger exercises at gym. So this kid locks it on, leans on his car and just pulls his phone out and just starts scrolling Instagram. And in my head, I've hit the panic button. I'm like, mate, you can't do that. You're not allowed to use your phone at petrol stations. The whole place is going to explode. Like I was panicking hard. And then part of me was like, I think I see that more regularly than back in the day when it was a big thing, like old wives' tales and stuff like that, like stuff your parents used to tell you. Part of me is like, how much of that was real and how much of that was like them stressing about nothing? And I've seen videos on Instagram of petrol stations blowing up and stuff from people using their phones. So I know it's a real thing, but whether or not like technology and stuff has progressed enough for that to not be a concern. But this dude just casually was filling his car up, so carefree, scrolling on Instagram while I was having a major panic attack for him. And then it made me think of like other shit, like driving with your interior light on. Like my parents told me that was illegal, and it turns out it's actually not illegal. So I don't know if you guys are into any little wives' tales from your childhood that you have to abide to, but yeah, that was a little story that did not come out as fun as I thought. So let's rip into my week in comedy, ladies and gentlemen. Let me have another little sip here before we break it all down. Now, this is a Jimmy Misson world first this week, okay? If we had licensing rights to music and stuff like that, I'd probably play The Holy Grail by who sings that? Don't remember. If you know who sings that, put it in the YouTube comments this week. Let's get a bit of traction going on the internet, eh? So yeah, let's hum it out. Dun, 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 dun. How'd that sound in your eardrums? That's pretty fucking good. But yeah, we've hit the Holy Grail. We performed this week in the 4 biggest... Oh, that's 5, dickhead. I just held 5 fingers up. Fuck me. The 4 biggest comedy clubs in Brisbane. So, we'll go through them. Sit Down Comedy Club. Bang. Guilt Free Comedy Club. Bang. Good Chat Comedy Club. Bang. And West Park Productions. Bang. We nailed them all. And I just held a fist up to the camera unknowingly. But anyway, let's go through them one by one. Tuesday night, I got a call about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Sit Down Comedy Club. They've gone, oh no, we've had a dropout. Who are we going to get? It was like the scene out of Fast and Furious where Paul Walker gets the phone call for a last-minute fill-in for a street race. That was me. I was like, I'm there, guys. I'm there. You guys need me? I'll fucking go there. Now, it was at the Junction Bar. If you watch the vlog on the last Junction Bar, you will know that I ate a giant bag of dicks. It was miserable. There was a bloke in the crowd that I used to work with. None of my jokes were working, and it was a bad time. So I saw this as my redemption arc. I was like, I'm going to go there with a positive attitude. I'm going to fucking crush. This is what's going to happen. I get to the gig. I sign in with the sound tech, and he goes, look, we've had another 2 people drop out. He goes, I'm just asking people I know will do well if they want to do a bit of extra time. So it was a 5-minute set, and he goes, do you want to do 7 minutes for me? And I've gone, fuck. I'm like, I just found out about this gig a couple of hours ago. I'm like, sure. I'm like, I've got my 5 minutes sorted. I'm like, are you happy with me just to throw a couple of premises out and riff with them on stage? And then he's gone, maybe. He goes, maybe just stick to your 5. And I was like, oh, like I got 7 minutes of good material if you want me to do that. And he's like, look, go up there. He's like, maybe prepare 7 minutes of good material and then we'll play it by ear while you're up there. So part of me felt a little bit panicked about that, not knowing exactly how long I was going to have up there, but I was like, fuck it. I'll have to get it done. And relatively quiet night there again. I think there was, at the start of the show, there was probably 6 people that weren't comedians there. By the time I got on, maybe 10 to 12. So that was good. Now, it was a pretty quiet night from the crowd, to be honest. No one was crushing. There were no real major bombs. But yeah, no one had done well. And then I got to go on. I did 3 minutes of like good material. I just did quotation marks for audio listeners. And the crowd was surprisingly loving it. Like, if I had to say so myself, I was probably doing the best that anyone had done that night. And the sound tech was at the side of the stage watching me. And I was getting ready for him to sort of like pull his phone out, get ready to flash me, things like that. And because the crowd was eating it up, I was like, oh, I'm going to fly by the seat of my pants right now. I'm going to break the rules. And I just threw out some premises. I think I did like 2 to 3 premises up there. And 2 of them did, I think I did 3. 2 of them did well. I got some decent laughs from it. And I was like, okay, they could work. And then the last one was just nothing. And I got to the end and I just played into it. It'll probably be on the vlog. Go check it out in the next week or so. But yeah, I was basically just played into it and said, what you guys did then was you lured me into a false sense of security and you fucking crushed me. Then that got a laugh, obviously, and then I just finished off on like 2 decent jokes. So yeah, I did end up doing about 7 minutes or so, and the sound tech didn't even end up flashing me at all. So I don't know if he wanted me to go longer or whatever, but whatever. But yeah, pretty good. The last 5 to 6 weeks, I think I've had like, 4 or 5 sit-down spots, which is unheard of for me. I didn't really get much love from them at the start, but yeah, stoked to be getting a few more spots with them. Hopefully that means I'm close to graduating to the paddo, but I don't know. I think my stuff might be a little bit too dirty for the paddo from what I've heard. Anyway, next one. Friday night, I got the call up again. Guilt-free seller. Now, I mentioned last week, after I had a decent set there on the Wednesday, that they had a chat to me at the end of the show and they go, we're going to bump you up to Friday nights. And I was over the moon. I did not expect that in less than a week, they would be going, hey, we've got a Friday night spot for you. So I was over the moon. And I rock up to the gig and I did not post the last guilt. So I posted the guilt-free vlog last night, so Sunday night for you guys listening. And so if you haven't seen that, go check it out. Throw some numbers that way. And I was like, I finished editing it and I was like, fuck, this would be a good finish to that video if I was like, oh, you guys thought the vlog was ending, but surprisingly, I've already got a Friday night gig. Then quickly clip that on the back end of it. So I started vlogging it and it just wasn't clicking from as soon as I turned the camera on. I don't know if I was putting too much pressure on myself for like a Friday night gig there. Obviously, I'd never done one there. So I was like, then I got to the gig and it was a packed crowd, good crowd. And I was like, fuck, I'm just going to like embrace this gig as a first time doing a Friday there. I'm not going to put the pressure on myself of vlogging it. So I didn't even end up vlogging that one. And when I got there, the lineup was insane. It was everyone on the lineup, except for me, is a big name Brisbane act that you would normally see on a lineup, either emceeing or headlining. It's very rare that you would see them on just a regular lineup show. So I was already stressing the fuck out. I ended up having to go like second or third or something. And it was just it was a relatively quiet crowd. Like the MC came off and he's like, yeah, they're like a polite crowd, but they're just smiling. They're not laughing. And then the first act got up. So he came off saying the same thing. And I was like, fuck. So same deal. I got a couple of decent laughs out of him, but other than that, it was just like them sitting there smiling at me. And I was like, fuck, like, I guess it's not a bomb, but it's also not like when you're a comedian, you want to hear cunts pissing their pants, like not being able to control that laughter because of something ridiculous you've just said. So it was a sick night. There will be no vlog for that one, but next Friday night, the next Friday night, not next Friday night that I do there, I'll definitely vlog it. Because yeah, it is a little step up from their open mic nights, which is it was sick. All right. Now let's rip into Saturday, the big one. We had our West Park production show at Sunny's at Margate. So I vlogged this whole Saturday. So there will be a vlog coming out in the next week or so of both these gigs. I got to Sunny's. It's an afternoon gig, okay? So it kicks off 5 p.m. and I got there about 3 p.m. Luckily, I got there so early. because I was trying to get to the rooftop, and for whatever reason, the lift to the rooftop was out of order because it didn't open until like 4 o'clock. And I'm like, okay, can I use a key card? What can I do to get all my shit up there? Because I provide everything for that show. So stage, lighting, speakers, everything. And they're like, oh, can you use the stairs? I'm like, not a chance. I'm not going up four levels to a rooftop bar with stages and shit. So then we finally worked that out. That was like 15, 20 minutes just to work out how to get me to the rooftop. So I was already behind schedule. I'm like, fuck. Then I get up there and the seating hadn't been sorted yet. Like for a rooftop bar, you can have like spaced out seating. Everyone's got their own areas, things like that. But for a comedy show, and the seating for the last Sonny's gig was not ideal. So we discussed ways to improve that. And when I got up there and just nothing had been sorted, again, stressing the fuck out. I'm like, fuck. So I've started moving tables around, trying to work out some sort of seating arrangement. Hadn't even started sorting out what I needed to, like lighting and sound and all that. And I'm sweating my cock off. I was so sweaty. I felt bad. A couple of the comedians, like general what's the word? Protocol is a handshake, but some of the comedians in the scene are fucking super friendly, come in for a big hug, and I'm like, boys, I'm sweaty as fuck. And they're like, oh, we don't care, get in here. And then they're like, oh, you are a sweaty boy. So that was fun. So yeah, besides all that, we ended up making it. The crowd started flowing in just as I was getting the last finishing pieces done. And yeah, it was a similar crowd. Actually, no. Last crowd we had there, we were lucky to have someone younger than their 70s, okay? So I was pretty stoked to see some younger people in the crowd. And it was a lot better than the last one. And I think we're only going to go up from there. The venue seemed happy by the end of it. There was a lady who's the mum of another comedian in the scene. Straight off the bat, I go, oh, I'm Jimmy Misson. How you going? I go, were any of you guys at the last Margate show? Nobody piped up. And I go, thank fuck for that, because they were dog shit. And they all fucking laughed at that. And I go, has anyone seen me before? And this one lady goes, yeah, I've seen you. I've gone, oh, where'd you see me? And she goes, oh, my son does comedy. I've seen you at Good Chat and some sit-down open mics. And she goes, he's really funny, everyone. And I've gone, oh, God, pressure's on. So, yeah, it was everyone got up. Everyone did amazing. Like I said, fun little gig. But, yeah, we'll see how the next one goes. Like I said, I think it's one of those gigs that we've just really got to build on if we want it to keep going. So I'll have a good chat to the manager this week. And, again, just put any improvements they see and any improvements I see and just try and make it all come together. But then I had the stressful part of packing that gig down, taking it all back down the lift into my ute, and then racing over to Good Chat Comedy Club because I was on the Gong show there at 9 p.m. So that show is hosted by Dusty Rich, and it's sold as the most brutal comedy show to be involved in. And Dusty's out the back in the green room with us prior to the show, and he's like, look, it's my job tonight to roast the fuck out of you guys. Anything I can say or do to get a laugh out of the crowd, I'm going to do. Don't take it to heart. Fucking yada, yada, yada. And I've gone, yeah, sweet. Keen as. And me and Dusty have a friendly relationship, so I was like, whatever he says, I'm not going to take to heart. And he also goes, look, ideally, there's going to be less than 5 people not get gonged off and make it through to the final. If there is more than 5, prepare like a quick 1 minute, like a quick one-liner joke off at the end to get you through to potentially winning. So I've gone, fuck, that's like added pressure. So I get up and I was like middle of the pack, okay? So 2 people had already made it through and the rest had been gonged off. I jump up, absolute fucking cracking set. Couldn't have gone any better, to be honest, and I was stoked. Like, we had 3 minutes to basically do our best shit to not get gonged off, and I had my 3 minutes, but I'm like, fuck, I'm going to cram one more joke in. And on paper, this probably should have taken me at least 4 minutes, but I was just and it's not ideal. Like, this is something I had to work my way out of when I first started, was just talking too fast, stepping on laughs, all that sort of shit. But I was like, nah, it's one of these sets where I just need to keep it rolling. I just need to keep pounding through it. The more laughs I can get in this set, the better it's going to look. So I legit just steamrolled through this 4 minutes, crammed it down to 3 minutes, and it was a fucking cracking set. Loved it. Crowd loved it as well. I didn't get gonged off. They go, you've made it through to the finals. And I was like, fuck yes. Like, I felt quietly comfortable, okay? So I make it through, and one other guy makes it through, the very last act. He was an Irish comedian flown over from Perth for the weekend. And, yeah, so there was 4 of us. So we didn't end up having to do a joke off. Now, I will 100% be clipping this up and posting it this week, as well as it being in the vlog. But I made it through to the final. The 4 of us are standing on stage. Our backs turned, okay? Now, the winner is determined by a crowd cheer off. Person who gets the loudest cheer makes it through. Now, we're facing the back, and Dusty goes, all right, let's start. And he points to one of us. Silence. And at this moment, we're all like, oh, has he pointed to anyone yet? Like, normally you at least get a polite clap from someone. And Dusty just goes, holy fuck, I've never seen this in my entire time running this gong show. That is the saddest thing I've ever seen. And he taps me on the back and he goes, mate, you can get off stage. And I've gone, fuck, that is brutal. He goes, that is the most brutal thing I've ever seen in a gong show. Oh, God. He goes, I did hear one person make some noise, but I'm pretty sure they just sneezed. But the Irish comedian from Perth ended up taking it out. So hats off to him. He was fucking hilarious. So that's been my week in comedy. Again, keep an eye out for that clip. I haven't even watched back the footage yet, so I don't even know if it's good, but I have to get something out of it for sure. Let's rip into Turns Out It Can Get Worse. Let me, where's my mouse? Let me scroll down. Alrighty, couple of short and quick ones this week. Let's start with this one. Drag it over. Oh, fuck, where'd that go? Need to get a... Why don't... Wait, anyone watching on YouTube right now will just be like, you're a fucking idiot. I should have just wheeled my laptop closer and it would have made things easier. But anyway, let's clip this. Let's play this first one. Let's see what's up. It's a dude with his Monster Energy drink can, and looks like there's a lot of splatters of blood or something.
I thought it would feel as good as it tastes.
Oh my God.
Oh, it hurts so bad. I shouldn't have unleashed the beast. Hurrah-doo.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so for those not watching, it looks like some bloke has turned his Monster Energy drink can into a fucking fleshlight. Now, don't get me wrong. I am 90% sure that video is fake and nobody would actually fuck an aluminium can. But if he did, I want to see pictures of his dick. And I don't say that lightly. I don't often go around the internet asking people for pictures of their dicks. But when I do, it's in situations like this. So if you're thinking about fucking a Monster Energy drink can, probably don't do that. Anyway, what do we got next? Let's lighten the mood, okay? I saw this kid pop up, and I was like, this would be a fucking good one. So let's see what this little kid's got to say.
Can I do something real quick? No.
Right. She's over it.
I told you not to do that. You done knocked the fucking wind out yourself. Silly shit. What's wrong?
That is, that mum has seen that one too many times before. She knew what was coming. She's going, my son is a fucking idiot and he's about to wind himself. That is a tired and grumpy mum. She's probably just worked 3 jobs just for her son to steal their phone and fucking record that. But what do we got next? Oh, this is a pretty fucking brutal one. All right. I saw this one last night. Let's hit play. So it's 3 guys in their kitchen. One of them's holding a chair up. What could they possibly be trying to do here?
3, 2, 1, go.
That is so heavy. That dude is so lucky he didn't break his neck or something. But that, fuck high jump and long jump. We should get chair jumping into the Olympics. I think Brisbane 20... When's the Olympics even coming? We need to get chair jumping into the Olympics. Now, this next one, To be fair, I've only watched half this clip. This has come from a listener recommendation, and anyone that does have anyone pop up on their feeds that they think could feature in this segment, send them my way, because I know I'm not the only one getting fucked up people in my algorithm. So let's see what this man or woman's got to say. I'm unsure.
My mom and my stepdad is controlling. They accuse me of shitting in the bed, even though it was the dog.
Oh, shit.
The dog smeared it in the bed, and I had to lay in it.
Why?
My mom and my stepdad was controlling, won't let me have green ice cream.
Fuck, that is controlling.
And ice cream, won't let me have dairy products. Let me know your opinion. Let me know your opinion. Rock on.
Rock on, brother or sister. Hey, stop recording, brother. Wow, that last 10 seconds was uncomfortable. But yes, I agree with your stepdad and your mum. I don't think you should have dairy products, because it would seem that you're shitting the bed and blaming your fucking dog. Are you Amber Heard? Is this Amber Heard before her glow up? Just blaming Johnny Depp for fucking shitting in her bed? I don't even remember how that story went. But lay off the dairy products, bro. Anyway, what do we... that's the end. That's the end of that segment. Now, let's get into a couple of news articles for the week. I touched on this one. One of my favorite rappers of all time. I've sucked his dick numerous times on this podcast. He's come out with another statement this week that has made it very, very hard to defend him. He has written a new song, a new rap, about the time that he sucked his cousin's dick. Now, a lot of people, mixed reactions. A lot of the internet has turned against him, and they're like, this is it. I know he's coming out with the Nazi stuff. He's coming out with a lot of hate towards different demographics, but it would seem that sucking your cousin's dick is the breaking point for a lot of people. So at this point, I need to put my hands up. I go, hey, let's just see what the next Kanye album sounds like, because if it's another college dropout album, maybe we all need to get around sucking our cousins' dicks a couple times. Maybe that's how you get to that point of being a genius. You need to suck your cousin's dick, and that semen just travels straight through into your brain, and that's how you become a genius. That works perfectly into our next topic. The world's first sperm race has taken place. I was going to play the video, but it goes for a very long time. Go Google world first sperm race. It is actually insane. And again, like the chair thing, we need to get this into the Olympics, because I was intrigued. I watched this thing, and Sportsbet needs to open some markets on this or something, because there is not one day that I would go without betting on some bloke just jizzing and watching his sperm run to an egg. It was insane scene. So go check that out. Sport. What have I got? I don't even know what to call this segment, but a couple of sports stories from this week. Now, this is an old one, but if you're needing some motivation, or you're just needing something that you're like, fuck, I need to dig down deeper, go, if you've got TikTok, do it on there, because that's where I saw this. Go type in LeBron James 2016 finals. I don't think, like, this was back when I was watching basketball, so I saw this final series, and it was back when, like, the Golden State Warriors were in their peak period. They were winning finals, like, every year, things like that. Now, 2016, it was Golden State Warriors versus the Cavaliers. This was back when LeBron was on the Cavs, and they were down 3-1. Like, LeBron was down 3-1. Now, if you don't follow basketball, it's best of 7. So Golden State just had to win one more game, and they were champions for the year. After this loss, where it was 3-1, they go to the press conference, and Klay Thompson says to the media, what's the word? He goes, it's a man's league, and I guess LeBron's feelings just got hurt. Then it chops to LeBron at the press conference. He's obviously down. His team's fucking pretty much out of the finals. They're down and out. Nobody can believe they've got to get it done. The next game is at Golden State Warriors home court. At that time, statistically, the hardest court to win in at the NBA, because the Warriors were unstoppable. And one of the journalists goes, oh, did you hear what Klay Thompson said? LeBron James goes, no, what did Klay have to say? And the journalist read that quote out, and LeBron James just giggles, and you could just see a fucking switch flick in his head. And he just came out for the next 3 games and just played the most unbelievable games you can play. Won MVP for the final groups and won the championship for the Cavs. Motivational shit. So go check that out. A couple of fight stories. Ian Gary got the win yesterday in the UFC. I'm doing a UFC breakdown next week, so I'll probably dabble a little bit more in this. But I thought probably the badass thing to touch on is he won yesterday. Brutal fight. He's got cuts and shit on his face, but he goes, I'm going to fly to the championship fight next week and I'll be the last minute fill-in. If either one of them drops out, I'm fighting for the title next week, which is pretty fucking insane too. And I get fighters have done that before, but it just, like Ian Gary has been another one. It's taken a while for me to jump on board. Just because at the start he was just trying to be the new Conor McGregor and it just wasn't really clicking with me, but he slowly won me over. And I do see him being champion at some point. But again, we'll break that down further in next week's breakdown. So keep an eye out for that one. And last thing in fight news, the podcast Royale happened over the weekend. And while I was doing Sunnies in the Gong Show, I had the biggest FOMO. I was like, fuck, I wish I was there. Just looked like an absolute weekend to be had by podcasters and fans all over Australia flying to this event. There is talks where me and the boys that did the fight breakdown might do a post-fight thing. So I won't break down many fights at this stage. But yeah, shout out to everyone that got in the ring. Shout out for even getting in there, having a crack. Everyone lost an insane amount of weight just to get ready for that. And again, I just have to say, it is insane for people that sit behind a microphone and dribble shit for some of them a living, some of them as a hobby like I'm doing. To get in there and do a professional boxing fight, hats off to you. And if there's a podcast 3.0, 100%, I'm doing whatever I need to do to get in that thing against whoever I need to do it against. Tai Tuivasa, I called you out for the first one. You're actually doing your podcast quite consistently now. Let's fucking bang, bam, bam. Let's bang. Motivational clip for the week. It's not necessarily motivational. It was a clip from a long time ago that popped up again and it just it rocked me, to be honest. It is 2 of my favorite people in the world, Bert Kreischer, Tom Segura on the 2 Bears, 1 Cave podcast. And it's just a clip about Bert. Both these boys are obviously ridiculously rich these days from following their dreams of becoming stand-up comedians, okay? And the lead up to being a professional stand-up comedian it's a dark place. It's a broke place. It is a fucking, until you hit, it's a terrible path to try and chase, to be honest. And these guys have spoken about that countless times. Now, this clip is of Bert running into a bloke at an airport and just giving him some money, okay? And if you're a dad watching this is going to fucking hit pretty hard. Get the tissues ready. Let's see what these boys have got to say and fucking try hold it together for the podcast's sake.
He comes up and he starts crying. And I said, why you seem emotional? And he said, yeah, I am. Thank you. And I said, well, where are you going to spend this money? He goes, next week is my daughter's 13th birthday. I think Georgia was 13 at the time. And I said, oh, congratulations. He goes, I didn't have money to throw her a party. Now I get to be the dad she thinks I am. You're so fortunate in life. Sometimes you forget your path. And then you see someone on your path at an earlier stage in your path, and they remind you of your path, and you're like, motherfucker. So many times I didn't get to be the dad that I thought I was. So many times. Comes up and he starts.
But yeah, that was a cool little clip that I saw. So shout out to any dads that are fucking chasing that dream right now. It is I think there is a added pressure and an added darkness in being a dad and just fucking. I got it Saturday night. Like, and again, I know these guys meant nothing by it, but they're like, oh, do you get worried that your sons are going to grow up and be like, why did fucking dad abandon us countless nights a week to go and fucking tell stupid jokes to 3 people? And like, we all had a laugh about it, but it's 100% in the back of my head every gig I go to. It sucks, but hey, I somehow stupidly have this vision at the end of the road that things are going to work out. So, yeah, we'll see how it all goes. Hopefully I'm not doing the same shit in 20 years and it hasn't been worth it. But, yeah, I think it's a fine line of juggling everything and hopefully I'm doing it well. Or all these fucking messages. Anyway, plugs for this week. Tuesday the 29th, another sit-down comedy gig. Holy shit, he's fucking rolling in it. Fitzy's Logan Home. Always a fun gig. So if you're in the Logan area, come check that one out. Friday the 2nd. These are the big ones. Friday the 2nd, I'll be at Moree. That one is sold out, so you can't come to that one now. Appreciate anyone that is listening and got tickets or if you've recommended someone. If you can't make that one, Saturday, May 3rd, I will be in Dubbo. Still tickets available at this point, but I guarantee by showtime, we'll have that place packed out. So, yeah, we're doing all sorts of shit for that. Radio, Dubbo Radio, probably going to pound the pavement down there on Saturday during the day to try and push a couple more people towards it. But, yeah, I'm looking forward to both those ones. Other than that, send submissions via DM on Instagram or at cantgetanyworsepod@gmail.com. Keep sharing the pod around. I've said it countless times over the last couple of weeks. Appreciate the steady amount of growth that we're making at the moment. It is good to look back on like January's numbers to where we're at now and just see that we've broken that plateau where we're on a steady climb again. And I just want to fucking keep that rolling while we can if we can. And I can't do that without each and every one of you guys that is listening right now. So appreciate all you guys, and I will see you later.